Amberlynn Reid has inspired me to share 8 steps on how a morbidly obese person can start to get healthy.
You gotta be so good that they can't ignore you, especially the ones that ain't done shit for you. Yeah, you know exactly what I mean. They stab you in the back and then they ask why you're bleeding. I don't trust words, I trust actions. I don't care what you heard, I'm not slacking.
My name is Alan Roberts. This is Everyday Fitness. Like, subscribe, click the notification bell right over here, and share my videos. Subscribe to my second channel, Alan Roberts. My opinion, of course, playing a bum, blow at the end, in all those places. I have made several videos about Amberlynn Reid. I watch because I really do hope that she succeeds. I really do. I mean, I see her channel she gets a lot of hate for a lot of reasons. I don't follow it that closely. I'm not up on the Amberverse, so I don't know really what all of the, I understand that she repeats cycles and stuff like that, but what people need to understand is she is a food addict. She does have multiple issues, and I don't know many food addicts that don't have other emotional issues involved. So that's my take on that. I'm sure she has said a few not so nice things about me in the past. I don't care because her opinion on me matters very little. I just hope she succeeds in her weight loss. I really do, just for the record. But her most recent video saw her struggling a little bit, and she did point out some very promising things for her recovery, to try to get back to a healthy weight and healthy state, and some things that actually still concern me. So I thought I would make, for her and for anybody else that is morbidly obese out there, 8 steps. These are 8 very basic steps that there's a lot more involved in each step, I understand, but 8 very basic steps to start yourself on the road to getting healthy. The first one, and it's something she is actually doing, get counseling. I do not know a morbidly obese person, especially a super morbidly obese person such as she is, that does not have some serious issues. Get help. Seek the assistance of some sort of experienced, licensed, professional counselor. Somebody that has some experience with binge eating disorder, whatever eating disorder you have, seek some serious professional help. Because no matter what, and it's proven time and time again, when people even get gastric bypass surgery, unless they've dealt with their emotional issues or their psychological issues, they tend to gain the weight back. So it's an issue that needs to be both physical and mental for people. I do know that many people in the fat acceptance community, and I believe I've even heard Tess Holliday say this, that you have to work out your mental health before you get physical health, and that's a bunch of bullshit. That is truly, it will do you no good to get mentally healthy if you're dead from being physically unhealthy. And your emotional health will improve along with your physical health too. There's many hormonal, biological, and emotional things that go along with actually showing physical improvement. So they do go hand in hand. Emotional health and physical health do go hand in hand. Not to say some very fit people aren't a little wacky, but it does go hand in hand. Especially it will help with your confidence, that sort of thing, and it will help you with all sorts of other biological issues getting healthy for a mental state. However, to the original point, get some serious counseling. If you are a morbidly obese person, you need it. Number two is kind of basic. Stand instead of sitting. Whenever possible, stand instead of sitting. We recently had a visitor here who's trying to get healthy, a good friend of mine, and we set his watch that every 30 minutes he would sit, it would remind him to stand up. So if he sat for a decent amount of time, his watch would tell him to stand up, he would stand up, and it burned a lot more, he would burn a lot more calories throughout the course of the day. If you go from a completely sedentary state where you're just laying down all the time or sitting down all the time even, and you stand up, you're probably going to burn anywhere from 2.2 to 0.4 calories more per minute than you would just sitting. That's just fact, And for a morbidly obese person, because they weigh so much, burning 0.4 calories more per minute, even if you take the average of 0.3 calories more per minute for an hour is 18 more calories an hour than you would have burned just sitting down. If you do that for 5 to 5.5 hours a day, stand versus sit, you're going to burn 90 to close to 100 calories more a day. That is the equation of 10 pounds of weight loss, of fat loss in a year, just from changing that one habit. I know a lot of people sit, a lot of people have desk jobs. Stand whenever you can for your job, if possible. Most morbidly obese people, don't choose to do that. But stand whenever you can, walk whenever you can, as much as you can. But choose to stand instead of sit. It's something very basic. It's very, very, it is minimal impact on your joints. You're probably, if you're morbidly obese and you're not used to standing very often, you're probably going to be very sore. But your body needs the activity and it needs the exercise. You need to increase this, and it is something very basic. Stand whenever possible. Even if you have to break it up. If you can only stand for 5 minutes at a time, stand for 5 minutes, sit for 5 minutes. Stand for 5 minutes, sit for 5 minutes. As you go on and go on and go on, you'll be able to stand longer and longer periods of time with shorter and shorter rest. That's progressively overloading your muscles and your system to become stronger, and therefore you'll be able to burn more and more and more calories. That's just fitness, and it's actually just living. If you can't stand for more than 5-10 minutes at a time, what kind of life are you actually leading? Number 3 gets into the nutrition of it. Plan out a menu a week ahead of time. Plan out the menu completely a week ahead of time and don't deviate from it. Basically, look at your next week's worth of time. Plan out, well, and plan events in there too. If you know somebody's birthday is coming up, you know ahead of time, it comes once a year. But plan out events even on there. If you know you're going to overindulge one day, you make sure you underindulge other days. You must make sure that you have a planned menu that you do not deviate from. And that planned menu needs to fit into your nutritional goals. Your nutritional goals should be set for you, but if you want to do it yourself, fine, but don't deviate from them. Just don't. Don't deviate from them. Do not deviate from the menu at all. Don't change what the menu is. Don't change the portion sizes on the menu. If you need to have somebody write one for you, please do. Vision nutritionist, do something like that. But don't deviate from a planned menu, and make sure it is at least a week ahead of time. Because the reason is number 4, you are going to have a shopping list when you go grocery shopping. You are going to do all your own grocery shopping, all of it. Even if you're one of those morbidly obese people that can't walk long enough to get your grocery shopping done, you still will be out, moving around, outside of your house, having other exposure to other elements besides just what's in your house. You will go grocery shopping. You will not hire a service to go grocery shopping for you. You will not have food delivered to your house. You will do the shopping, preferably walking, and I don't care if it takes you hours and hours and hours to get the grocery shopping done. You are then at least putting work into the food you acquire. And a huge problem with why people are getting obese is because there's no actual physical activity involved in procuring food. You will go follow the shopping list exactly. One of the many mistakes Amberlynn Reid made on her nutrition this past week from this past video was that she decided she was going to start eating these chocolate yogurt bars. If she would have had a shopping list brought out, she just decided she was going to pick these up. That is your addiction talking. That is your food addiction talking. That is you justifying in some way that you are going to all of a sudden have something sweet. Even though it's not super sweet or super sugary, there's no way that should be justified to her. Like, stick to veggies, very minimal carbs, stick to very unprocessed food. For instance, she does do a good job because she eats potatoes, and she's eating potatoes in this. An 8-ounce potato has something like 174 calories in it. 8 ounces of pasta has close to 400 depending on the kind of pasta. So highly processed starches, such as pasta and such, are vastly more caloric for their volume. You do not want that. You want highly voluminous food to fill you up. So make sure you have minimally processed on there, and your nutritionist should take care of that for you when they make the menu up. But again, go shopping, buy your own groceries. You do it. You go procure your food, and do not deviate from the shopping list at all. Number 5, don't drink any calories. Don't drink any calories or anything with artificial sweeteners at all until you're of a healthy weight. Don't drink anything like that. Don't drink anything with calories, and don't drink anything with artificial sweeteners whatsoever. Chances are, if it has an artificial sweetener, it's going to taste sweet. Your brain is going to register it as sweet, and you're going to want more sweets. But there's no need for you to drink anything with calories. And yes, that does just leave water or coffee most of the time, or tea without sweetener in it. But that's what you should be eating. Like, the thing is, people tend to well, I can't give this up. You can if you want to live. Like, if you say you can't give up soda, you can if you want to live. You're choosing soda instead of life. Because that soda, if you're a morbidly obese person, is the fucking thing that's killing you. It is the thing that's killing you. People will drink, half of a 2-liter, or they'll drink a liter of soda in a day, not realizing that has more sugar in it than most people take in a week. And how many calories? That's 700 to 800 calories that you do not need. And by the way, 700 calories equates to about 70 pounds of fat loss in a year. So if you drink a 2-liter of soda every single day, which are plenty of people that do, and you cut that out and drink water instead, You will lose a tremendous amount of weight in the course of a year just from that choice alone. Number 6, prepare your own food. Do not let your roommates cook for you. Do not let your spouse cook for you. Do not let anybody cook for you. You prepare your food. You need to put the work back into your food. You need to put the physical activity back into your food. And do not ever, she does this in this video, it drives me crazy. I've seen multiple people do it. Do not sit in front of a stove to cook. Do not sit and cook. It's dangerous on multiple levels. It's ridiculously hazardous. Your eye level with burners. It's just not intelligent. And it does, like, you need to expend calories to take calories in. It needs to be a balance. The problem is you are out of balance. Your eating is out of balance. You cook your own food to the recipes, to the menu that you have had prepared for you, and you stand up to fucking do it. You do not sit to cook. And if you cannot stand up long enough to cook your food because you're too heavy, you don't need that food. I know that sounds harsh, but if you are too heavy to stand up to cook that food, you don't need that food. You don't. I mean, like, that's what people need to understand. Like, you have eaten yourself to a state that you could not take care of yourself. Stand up to cook your own food, and you cook all your own food. Number 7, do not false reward yourself, and don't let others reward you either. Don't go all week, 6 days, and then be like, well, I did really good. I'm gonna reward myself by deviating from my nutrition plan. That is cheating on your nutrition plan. You don't get to cheat. You don't. You've cheated yourself out of enough life by letting yourself get morbidly obese. Not even letting, but by becoming morbidly obese. You have cheated yourself out of many things in life. You've cheated yourself off of years. You've cheated yourself off of pain-free existence. Probably, for the most part, if you are a 400 or 500 pound person, you're going to have some pain the rest of your life. I'm sorry to break that to you, but at least it'll be much, much less if you lose a lot of weight, and the life will be a lot longer. That's just how that is. But don't reward yourself. You haven't earned anything yet. Set rewards for you. Like at your first 100 pounds, then you get to have a reward meal. By having a reward meal, basically, if you want to have 800 extra calories in a day, you eat 200 calories less 2 days beforehand, 200 calories less 2 days afterwards, and then you get to have that 800 calorie day. That's how that works. You reward yourself. You don't ever cheat on your nutrition plan, because your nutrition plan, if you're a morbidly obese person, is what's saving your life. Just true. And don't let others reward you. If somebody says, you've been good all week, you should just try this donut, tell them the fuck off. If somebody says to you like, oh, you've been so good, you just live a little, here, have this piece of candy, tell them the fuck off. And if you're one of those people that does that to a morbidly obese person, why are you trying to harm them? That is harm. You are harming that person. If you try to tempt a morbidly obese person that is trying to change their life, that is trying to get themselves healthy, if you try to tempt them with pizza, or especially if it's with the thing that they love, if it's with the thing that they love, you are a horrible fucking person. There must be something wrong with you that you're trying to make sure that they're more miserable than you are. That's what you're fucking doing. If you're one of those people that tries to be like, oh, come on, just have a piece of pizza, to a person you know can smash an extra large pizza that weighs 400 pounds, you're a horrible fucking human being. You should really not be in that person's life. They deserve better than you. Because if they're trying to better themselves and trying to make sure that they get to a healthy weight, and you tempt them with the thing that you know that they overindulge in, for some reason if you think that's funny or whatever, you're being cruel to that person. You are not that person's friend. You are being out and out cruel to that person. That person, when you do that, is having some serious inner struggle, and and if they do fall into it, they will have some serious self-doubt and guilt and all sorts of shit that you are bestowing upon them because you have chosen to be a fucking asshole for the day. Don't do that. And if you're a morbidly obese person who's trying to get healthy, don't let other people do that to you. And if they do that to you, tell them to fuck off. Tell them to fuck right off. You don't need them in your life if they're going to do that. For real. Because you are trying to get healthy. You are trying to save your own life. You are trying to escape the prison that has been built around you of morbid obesity. And you're going to do that by making sure you stick to your nutrition plan and not reward yourself while these fuckers are trying to reward you. They are not to determine whether you've hit your goal. They are not. They are there to, and even if you have a food addiction, by the way, the thing you're addicted to is probably not going to be a thing in your life ever again. It's just not. Even the flavors of it might trigger it. So that's something for you and your counselor, which is step 1, which you will still be doing to figure out. But make sure you avoid those circumstances where you want to reward yourself or that others want to sabotage you by trying to reward you too. And number 8, the most important thing, Be consistent with it. You have to understand this is a long process. You did not get morbidly obese overnight. You did not get morbidly obese in a month. You did not get morbidly obese in a year, and you did not get morbidly obese in a small time frame. You have a bad relationship with food. You're getting counseling for it. You need to understand this is going to be a long process. You need to understand that you need to be smart about it. You don't want to go kill yourself with a bunch of exercise and then injure yourself and not be able to have any mobility. You need to understand that this needs to be a long process, because it's not a process until you lose the weight. If you're a 500-pound person and you drop down to 180 pounds and you're healthy, and you had, even if you get skin removal and everything like that, you need to understand that the struggle remains. You need to understand that you were once a 500-pound person. It can happen again, and you need to avoid it at all possible costs. You need to understand that the struggle will remain. You need to be consistent and diligent to yourself. You need to make sure that you stay healthy for you, for your family, for your loved ones, and most of all, so you can look back and look at yourself in the mirror and say, I fucking did it. Because that's what you deserve for yourself. Right fucking straight up. That's what you deserve for yourself. And that's just my 2 cents in the matter. My name is Alan Roberts. Hit me up on Instagram at EverydamnDayFitness. Hit me up on Twitter at EverydamDayFitness. I'm also on Facebook at EverydamDayFitness. And on the internet at EverydamDayFitness.net. My best of luck to all of you. God damn.